Good morning, students. It's great to see you all. I'm going to wait a few more minutes as everybody filters in. Don't forget to mute if you're talking to somebody else in your room, okay? Thank you. I would wait as more students till I get more of a full classroom. All right, everybody. So first, I'm going to go over the due dates, go over whatever due dates I have for the class, and I will be introducing what we will be covering today. So today we're going to be talking about color theory. Now, before we begin, I want everybody to go on the Google Classroom and take the poll. I'll also share a link in the chat for everybody, which for you, I will just share my screen to show what the students would be seeing for their poll. So I would be using this poll to collect baseline knowledge data. So the questions are you familiar with color theory? They'll say how familiar they are with it, whether they know what complementary colors are, primary colors, and then if they're familiar with what colors can be mixed to make other colors. It's a simple survey, but I feel like it would be well enough to collect a decent amount of data about where the class is. After I give them about 5 minutes to complete that, and everybody, I'll instruct them to make sure to send me a chat in the chat box on Zoom saying that they are done / finished, and using that I'll be able to do attendance later on. Next, I will be beginning the slide. Okay. There it goes. Okay. So this is initially what slide would be open for them whenever I'm introducing what we're going to be going over. Alright, so we're going over color theory today. Thank you. I know, it's very colorful. Okay, so the first, don't forget to take notes during this, guys. And please mute yourself. Thank you. Okay, so first we're going to be talking about the color wheel. Now, as I ask questions, you can put it in the chat, your answers, or you can just unmute and speak. But then make sure you mute back. Okay, so has anybody ever heard of the color wheel before? Okay. Yes. Good job, yeah. I figured you all probably had learned some about the color wheel, but we're going to go more in depth with it today. So first, I'm going to give you this definition of what a hue is. A hue is just another name for a color. Alright, so now we're going to look at this color wheel over here. Get out my pointer. We're going to look at this color wheel right here. So a typical color wheel consists of 12 colors. These include primary, secondary, and tertiary. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is the typical color wheel that you've probably seen hung up in other art rooms. So now we're going to introduce what the different colors are on it. So the first definition is for primary colors. Does anybody know what the primary colors without, I know it says it here, but did anybody know about these before? Okay. So the primary colors are red, blue, and yellow, and these are the colors that can be mixed together to create every other color except black and white. So every other more natural colors. Next, we'll talk about the secondary colors. So it's with the primary colors being mixed together that we get secondary colors. So red plus yellow equals orange. Yellow and blue equal green. Blue and red equal purple. And up here I've posted put some photos that show the colors in photography. One second. Okay, students. So now we know 6 colors from the color wheel. So we still have 6 more to learn about. Alright, next are the tertiary colors. So it's a very unique name. I know y'all are probably a little worried about it, but these colors are the ones that will be in between the primary and secondary colors. As you can see on the wheel behind it, let me get my pointer again. So, see, this is the primary, yellow, red, and blue. Then you have the secondaries in between them, and then the tertiaries will be between those. So with the tertiary colors, you will always put the primary color's name before them unless you're using their proper name, which for right now you all do not have to worry about those other names. So this color right here would be blue-green. And this one right here is yellow-green. See how I'm putting the primary color name first? So over here is yellow-orange, and then red-purple. That off. So these colors are made when a primary color is mixed with a secondary color. Okay, next we have the complementary colors. So now after that learning about the tertiary, those are all the colors, all 12 of them on the color wheel. So now there are different groupings. So the complementary colors are colors that are opposite of each other on the color wheel. These colors cause one another to be more saturated and stand out when they're put together. For example, look at these colors down here at the bottom. These are the main complementary colors. By that I mean they're the ones with the primary colors in them. So the first one we have down there is the blue with orange. Those are complementary colors. The coolness of the blue makes the warmness of the orange really bright and stand out a lot. The same with the red and the green. And then look at the flower with the yellow in the middle and the purple. Have you all seen these color pairings anywhere that you can think of? I'll give you some of the examples that were just sent to me. So for the first one, someone said that the Florida Gators, which I'm not positive if that's true. I believe it is. We'll look it up after class. I know orange for sure, but I think it's with green. Can anybody think of a pairing with red and green? Think about this time of year. It's colder. There we go. Yes. Christmas. Red and green is a big color for Christmas. And we have all that red and green not only because of Christmas trees, so the greenery, but red's the perfect pairing with it because of the complementary colors. Seeing those colors together is pleasing for us to see. Next, we have another grouping, two other groupings, warm colors and cool colors. So over here we have another, oh, accidentally clicked, sorry guys, and I did it again. Let's just get this back. Okay, so we have this color wheel over here to the right, and it is split in half. To the right, we have warm colors, the red, orange, and yellows. They all give you a feeling of warmth. So you'll think about fire and this, well, the sun. It's more fire. Like everything that you think of that's warm. Candles, lights. It's all usually covered in warm colors. And then for the cool colors, you have different variants of green, blue, and purple. These are the colors like the sky or ice and water. So whenever you see them, you visually can get that feeling of coolness. Has anyone ever looked at a photo with either of these colors and felt that? I can think of an example for myself while watching a documentary before that was taking place in one of the Arctics. I remember it being warm in my house, but because of me watching that, I was freezing because the visual of it transferred to how I was feeling. Has that happened to anybody else? Lots of good examples. Okay, so now look at these two photos. So if you haven't experienced that, maybe you will now. So can anyone tell me what the photo on the left, what feeling it's giving off? Exactly, warm colors. It's giving off the warmth. You can see that radiant sunlight shining off of it. The orange of the flower and the yellow, they all give a warm feeling. Now with the photo to the right, you got this cold. With the blue of the sky, the blue being reflected from the water onto the ice. Look at all the icicles. I'm getting a little sniffly just looking at it, which may think I'm joking, but I really am. But yeah, cool colors on the right. So next we're going to look at these two photos, but think back to our color schemes we talked about, which that is the complementary colors, primary colors, and tertiary colors. Now apply those to these photos. I'll give you a few minutes to think. Whenever you have an answer, type it in the chat. Which if you're nervous about typing in the chat, you can go on there and make it directed just to me. Okay, so with the painting on the left, I did get a few cool colors, which there are cool colors in there, the blues, the blue tones, and warm colors because the yellow. But that's, yeah, we're covering the color schemes. So, yeah, good job. It is complementary colors. Can anybody list what two colors are being represented here? I got an answer in the chat. A lot of the answers. Yeah, it is blue and orange. Those two complementary colors together. You can see it all throughout this painting. Even down here at the bottom, it's a green tint, but you can tell that there's blue in that green. The same shade of blues in the sky as is in the pants of the man. And then you can see some of the blue in the cart in the background. And even in the shoes. It's consistent and unified. Alright, so let's move on to the photo on the right. This one can be a little bit trickier because of the purples down at the bottom, but I want you to think about the colors that are there more dominantly. Okay, as answers are trickling in. Alright, so I'm seeing a lot of primary colors, which is the correct answer. For those of you who didn't see it, I'll show you. Get out my pointer, I'll try not to use it too much. So we have this yellow in her hair, then the blue on the backgrounds and on her eyes, and then the red on her lips and in the backgrounds in some of these. And those three colors are primary colors. Y'all did very good with this. So next, I'm going to be breaking you up into breakout rooms. There'll be 8 groups with 3 people in it, and there'll be 8 groups all in all, 7 with 3 people in it, and 1 with 2 students. Now, since I can't actually break the students into breakout rooms, I'm just going to use this time that I would be giving them to do the worksheet. I'll just show you the worksheet that I made. So I use this website called Wizard, and it makes interactive online websites, and I automatically, once the student turns it in, I get to grade it and go in and adjust the grades. So it's really nice. So I have at the beginning for them to label the color wheel, and it's only primary and secondary colors. For my ELL student, I will be accepting either English or Spanish version for the colors. The next I have where you drag the colors to meet the answer. This. Okay. Next is a word bank, and they fill in the blanks. So it has the different definitions and vocabulary that we went over, as well as some of the color mixtures. And then next is warm colors and cool colors. So I just listed three, which when we went over it, I did focus on the three, saying the three variants of these colors. And I did kind of give a little bit of a hint to made it a little easier by making the cool colors blue, the sign, and then the warm colors orange. So they already should be able to get two of them. And then lastly, I have a describe what colors are being used, painting below, which they're complementary color scheme. And for this, I would just be looking for like a short answer, just talking about complementary colors and maybe restating how putting them together makes them pop. For my talented and gifted, I'd probably be expecting a little bit more, maybe about like some of the highlighting, but not extremely much because this is 6th grade, so I know most students haven't had a lot of art class experiences with the vocabulary and everything. So I could use this to gather more information about what my students know. And then after the breakout rooms, I bring everybody back together on Zoom. Probably pull it back up the PowerPoint. And I would be restate about the due dates. I forgot to mention that while the students are in the breakout room, I would be filtering in and out of each of them, checking on the students and making sure that they're staying on task and getting their worksheet done, as well as making sure there's no questions they have or any confusions. It would also be a good chance for me to be able to speak more individually. I know they're in a group, but it's a smaller group, so I'd actually be able to have conversations with them and get to know them a little bit better. More interactions. So after bringing them back together, I restate again the due dates mentioned at the beginning, just in case other students joined during that time, after that time. And then also say if you all didn't get the worksheet done, to make sure to have it done before our next class meeting in order to get the full points for it. And then I would tell everybody bye and that I hope they have a good day. Stay safe, wash your hands, make good choices.